lots of money. I don't need a big fine car. I got everything that a man could want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. 'Cause I got someone to love me, and his name is Jesus Christ. Well, my Jesus, he's all right. Yeah, my Jesus, he clean out of sight. Don't you know that he is some kind of wonderful? He's some kind of wonderful, yes he is. He's some kind of wonderful, yeah, 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 yeah. What a friend I have in Jesus, all my sins and grief to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. I'm so glad I learned to trust him. Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that he is with me and will be until the end. Whoa, my Jesus, he's all right. Yeah, my Jesus, he clean out of sight. Don't you know that he is? He's some kind of wonderful. He's some kind of wonderful. Yes, he is. He's some kind of wonderful. Yeah, 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 yeah. Is there anybody got a mighty Savior like mine? Got to be somebody that knows his mighty Savior of mine. Yeah, can I get a witness? 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 Talking about my Jesus. Talking about my Jesus. Talking about my Jesus. Talking about my Jesus. My Jesus, 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 my Jesus. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Welcome to Stuttgart Harvest Church. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who is here today who is in any way a mother. Also, I need to say happy birthday to one particular mother who happens to be walking down the aisle. That's my mother. It is Mother's Day and happy birthday. So I had to, yeah, see, that's complicated. It's very complicated because for pretty much my entire life, I've had to figure out Mother's Day and birthday gifts, and I didn't want to be the kid that was like, the 2-for-1 thing, like Christmas, birthdays kind of thing, and so I had to figure that out, and I've got to be honest with you, if you know my dad very well, he's not all that helpful when it comes to buying gifts, if you've ever heard any of those stories. So, it's been a challenge. I don't know that she has a clue I'm talking about her right now. But anyway, happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Stuttgart Harvest Church. We're so glad that you are here with us. I'm excited about continuing this series that we're in right now for the month of May. A few things that I do want to mention before we talk about the connection card. One is we're still, if you're thinking about helping us out with the food back there in the back. We're always in need of food. There are some forms that Lynn has printed up, kind of tell you what we need. If you get something, you can potentially write it down. Let us know that you're grabbing that. But you'll find that out there in the lobby. Lynn will probably be around there when church is over this morning when we finish up. But that is certainly something. Also, if you noticed when you came in, there were some things in the cup holders where you were sitting. That is because we are beginning the giving for the baby bottles. Couldn't think. The baby bottles that the money is raised for. I cannot remember. Somebody help me. Hope of the Delta. Thank you so much, Rusty. It was right there, and I just couldn't get it to come out. Hope of the Delta, and we will be collecting money. Any of your loose pocket change, anything. If you want to grab one of those baby bottles, you can put your loose pocket change into those. We will be collecting from today all the way through Father's Day. So you just need to make sure that we get those baby bottles back in by Father's Day. We will get those to the right people. There's some information, again, tell you about the Hope of the Delta in your cup holder. Also, there's some forms and things that you can check out in the lobby. If you miss the baby bottles there, we have the south door, the north door. They're in what really technically is, I guess, for some, the front door. It's the west door, the one we always keep locked. So that's where the baby bottles are. But that's the second thing that we need to mention. And it feels like there was a third thing that I needed to mention that I'm forgetting. I should have written all this down, but that's okay. Hey, if you came to our men's breakfast this past Monday, I'm so glad you came. I hope you left full. If you didn't leave full, it was your fault. It wasn't our fault. There was a lot of food here. We're going to be doing that again the first Monday in June. If you're a guy and you want to be a part of that, we encourage you. 6 o'clock, we'll be right over here in the 252 Theater. And you say, well, what's the age cutoff? Hey, if you're, anybody, just come on. Come on with us. If you've got a kiddo, if you've got a grandson you want to bring, that's great. Bring them on. I think we're having pancakes this week, or this coming week. Our chef handled business on the griddle, did a great job. Wasn't surprised when I heard who was doing it. It was David. When I heard it was David, I was like, man, I'm there, because I have eaten some of David's cooking on the 36-inch Blackstone griddle, and he nailed it as he always does. So that's going to be the first Monday in June. Looking forward to that. And so I need to let you know about the things that are inside of that worship envelope that you might have been given when you walked in this morning. A couple of things, one of which is the connection card. Connection card, if you have the paper version, it looks something like this. The connection card is how you're communicating with us at Stuttgart Harvest Church. If you have a prayer request, if you have a next step, if you have anything going on in your life that you need us to know about, then you can use the connection card to communicate that with us. There's several ways you can fill out a connection card here at Stuttgart Harvest Church. McKinley's going to have that on the screen. The simplest and most efficient way probably is by going to the online connection card at the church. Not the church in Malvern, Stuttgart Harvest Church. I just looked, and that was the first thing I saw. Stuttgart Harvest Church, click on the link at the very top of the page. That will take you to the online worship guide, and you'll find the connection card right there. If you would prefer to use the paper version, that's okay, because you can pick that up if you want to grab one. I think my father-in-law is still out there giving those out. You can look inside of the worship envelope, and you'll find your connection card, and you can fill out the information on the front. You don't have to give us any information you're not comfortable giving us. If you're a guest with us and you don't want to give us all that info, that's okay. If you just want to give your name. If you have information to update, you can make sure, check that update my contact information place. Or if you filled one of these out many times, no information update, you just put your name. So those are the two ways that you can fill out a connection card with us. We love for everyone that worships with us to fill out a connection card. If you're watching us online this morning, first of all, I should have already said good morning to you. I apologize. But if you are watching online, you obviously don't have the paper version, but you can use the digital copy. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to hit the pause button. Taylor's going to turn the volume up in the back a little bit. We'll begin filling out the information part of the connection card right now, and then we'll continue with our welcome after that. Taylor, you're up. They even made sure that I had baby bottles and everything up here, and I still couldn't remember. So, gosh, thanks, Jenny. You always take care of me, and I just don't always pay attention. So that's the connection card. The other thing that you'll find in that worship envelope, and that you can also find by going to StuttgartHarvestChurch.com, is the giving envelope. And if you are a guest with us this morning, then I want you to know right off the bat, that is not for you. Take that, put it aside. We do not want you to feel any pressure to give. Here at Stuttgart Harvest Church, it is simply for those who came this morning prepared to worship through giving. And if that's you, if you came prepared to worship through giving, there's 3 ways that you can give with us here at Stuttgart Harvest Church. Those are also on the screen. The easiest way, the way that a lot of people give, I know it's the way my family gives, you can go to the online worship guide at stuttgartharvestchurch.com. You can give using that online platform, or if you would prefer, you can text an amount to the number that's on the screen.